goes through my mind a lot. When I actually had my diagnosis, when I was going through the assessment with the psychiatrist, I was in tears, because I was saying to him, what if I'm misremembering things? What if I'm blowing things up in my head and I'm reporting stuff that just isn't true? Because if I do want to go on to medication, this is serious. It's not like you can just have a blood test and know that it's, objectively wrong. This is quite a subjective thing that you're reporting. And I felt really emotional and really under pressure, and I pretty much sobbed my whole way through it. But yeah, and also there is still that, I suppose it's a little bit of, I still put pressure on myself that I probably could do things better. That, am I just giving myself permission not to be able to do this well because the ADHD? Sometimes feel like that.
Yeah.
But but in terms of getting help for it, it is classified as a disability, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it is, and I think that's more down to how the world is set up than actually, because I like to think of it as a difference rather than, like, I don't like the name. It's got the word deficit and the word disorder in it, and it's like, I am not a deficit or a disorder. I think my brain just works differently. Like, autistic people, their brains work differently, right? And I think if the world was set up differently, it wouldn't be a disability. But also it really irritates me when people are like, oh, it's not a disability, it's a superpower. And it's like, it can be both of those things at the same time, actually. But yeah, it is a disability, and just a lot of things are really difficult. And I think one of the places that a lot of my kind of, I don't know, weird feelings, like you, I was really upset when I was going through the process and everything. But I was like, I function and I cope really well. And Joe was like, yeah, but look at all of the stuff that you've spent 30 odd years putting in place to make sure that you can function. Like, that's not normal. Like, the stuff that you do is not what most people do. And so when I started looking at all of the structures that I kind of figured out for myself, I was like, oh yeah, actually, if I just assumed that everyone lived like that.
Yes, I know.
It's like, well, doesn't everybody have like 15 different reminders on their phone and apparently they don't. So
they just remember shit.
And it's like, apparently other people can like go out into the garden and do a task and just finish it, rather than like Joe will come out and find 5 different things that I've started and then not finished in the garden. And yeah, it's just like little things like that. And it's like, is everybody like this? I don't,
Yeah, you do think, oh well, it's just everybody deals with this sort of thing to a certain degree, but no. I mean, the number of times I've had to like change dentists and change hairdressers because I'm too embarrassed. I keep missing the appointments, and it's just awful. I've got really good at using my calendar now, so I very rarely forget anything like that anymore. But occasionally I'll put things wrong in my diary just out of putting them in too